Hello, everyone, and welcome to a reading for connecting with nature. How can we connect with nature spiritually? And usually, that's how we want to find more kind of a deeper rooted connection. We want to feel not isolated, connected to a bigger picture, bigger community involving people and nature world around us. Today, I hope you're having a good spring day. As it is the last week of April, we have clear, we don't have clear blue skies. We have very blue skies with lots of clouds. And just a few days ago, we went from all this normal dry air to whole day of rain, very misty rain, heavy fog, and the air just tastes it is just so humid and delicious because once you live in a dry state like Colorado, it really stands out when the air is full of water and humidity. And I just wanted to take it in so much. It's such a treat and so nurturing. Okay, so let's jump right in to see what message we got today. May the creators of all things bring blessings and peace. Mother Earth, angels, guides, and guardians, spirits of this place, please share with us your love and your guidance, your wisdom and your advice. How can we find ourselves deeper connected with our natural world? Where do we find that sacredness and sense of fulfillment? Okay, we have tree. One thing that is standing out to me is the very direct activities of how spending time outside. Here's a bunny reading under the tree, some kind of introspection, and also just bunnies relaxing, maybe doing nothing, maybe doing relaxing hobbies out on the water. And then we also have this to me is some kind of learning. The rabbit is in not a very easy condition, but he has a guide. There's someone who knows about the environment much more than this traveling rabbit does. So I feel like it's a good time to integrate different types of learning. We're engaged in all different our learning mind, our introspective time, resting and creating space, like kind of like dream time for things to come together, and also really learning from others, from experts, from the experienced. That is sometimes what gives us a great new appreciation. I was happened to be on two very different. I didn't realize until now, but I didn't realize until now, but I was in two different guided tours and walks, and kind of and learning from people who has an expertise on things. And it's actually been a while since I take these kind of classes or guided experience, and it was great to be in the energy of their passion, their knowledge, and their storytelling. And if I had gone to those places just by myself, self-guided, I would be kind of using I would fall into my usual ways of thinking, usual ways of interpreting, and so it's all good. But sometimes there is a reason we want to learn from someone else who's actively putting information into a learnable and accessible format, so that we can break out of our own perspective and habit, and they would open our eyes so much more to a new appreciation, a great new level of understanding. And I feel like when we talk about a relationship with nature, that's sometimes what we need. That's why I do these readings. Sometimes we look at things and they just seem fine. They seem fine and great and normal, and we want to reconnect with the feeling of sacredness, of wonder. So pick up a new book or a new podcast and and learn from someone who knows more and has a greater passion than we do. And and then at the same time, it's important to integrate. We have our own introspective processes. We have our own integrating processes where we just let go of the thinking and analyzing. And I think this combination also points out a very important element of time, because when we switch between different energy level and different modes, it takes time for us. Like it's probably not easy when you go to a very stimulating talk, learn a bunch, have ideas of what I can do myself, what I can contribute, or what I'm gonna learn next, and then suddenly stepping into like a nap-like, very relaxed state. Now that usually that's not gonna happen directly so easily. So I feel like this is also pointing out pacing ourselves. Even these two cards, I feel like it's pointing out a sense of time, whether that is the long time that trees grow, or the kind of the medium term time that seasons manifest in the leaves and the falling leaves and the growing leaves, and even the motion of snow falling and getting through, say, a windy day. You feel time, you feel the air and the time coming right at you. And time is a part of our natural world. We can go into thinking about gravity and relativity, but it's an interesting thought that just experiencing time. For example, if we're just sitting on the bench outside, and then we have that thing where if we are there to relax with nothing to do, or maybe we're sitting there being bored, the sense of time is very different. You count the second by the second. Every second is its own thing, versus where maybe we're engaged in other activity or thinking or reading, then the time goes by fast. We measure an activity by 15 minutes, by the hour. So relating to how we interpret time, how we plan the day, or how we experience how fast it goes or how slow it goes, that's actually how that's actually part of a sacredness of our mundane world. That's an interesting thought. I would experience with that. I would experiment with that today, and I bet that would make us feel it's really a gift to be living, to experience time, and to be able to carve out energy to observe time, the feeling of time. Now, on that note, let's pull some extra cards and just let's try using these a few different decks that I love. Let's get a card from the Queen of the Sun Oracle, since we're talking about time, talking about planets turning, and wider cosmic world. What could be our focus point? What could be a focus point moving forward? What could be our anchor point moving forward with this message? Let's see. We have Joy, Heather. Yes, I thought this was an Egyptian goddess. She's a goddess of pleasure. She's often pictured with the ears of a cow or cow horns, with the sun presented in between them. And I think this is, and we have other gods and goddesses related to the sun, and I think Heather represents a kind of more light-hearted and lightweight aspect of the sun. Oftentimes we think about power, we think about sovereignty, we think about the laws and kind of the structure of everything in the solar system. But Heather, here we have it could be the basic feeling that we're all looking for. We're not hoping to win the lottery or have some crazy crazy miracle or wealth or big changes coming to us. Sometimes we just want to go through days and enjoy our time with loved ones, enjoy our hobbies, and having a grounded, calm heart to feel fuller and to the gift of our lives. And so her presence here is encouraging us and supporting us. And as we think about our how we can strengthen our relationship with nature sometimes, and also absolutely as we learn, and to me this happens a lot, as I learn new things, I think about how insignificant and not knowledgeable and how little I'm doing. It can become very stressful. And so this is a challenge to see the bright side and the joyful side of what we are already doing, what we already have. We can start small and see, and that is all that is sometimes a challenge. Like being happy seems like the laziest, sometimes seems like the laziest and least productive thing and the least responsible thing we do. But when this shows up as a challenge, that means we want to observe what can change, what energy shift could happen if we enjoy the happiness, or if we allow ourselves to let go of too much burden and feel happy. That is an ability. That is what we want to practice and get used to. And that doesn't stop us from all the feeling happiness, does not stop us from feeling empathy. It does not stop us from being helpful to others or from continuing to learn. We need to stop looking at those things as kind of exclusive. So think about how you would practice joy, how you would practice enjoying what you're going to practice. Let's pull one last card. As a sacred traveler. This is another card yet again to encourage us on our paths. Because this is just one day, this is just 1 week. We are always moving. We're on a continuous journey. We do not need to let a single day or a single moment of feeling unaccomplished, unworthy to stop us from believing in the next moment. Navigating by the stars, follow your abyss. So this is talking about the attitude, and this matches what we've been saying. We're following time. We're honoring the sun. There we go. We're honoring the sun, and all the way the things move is showing us time and rhythm. True joy and happiness, what we can feel deeply within ourselves. Things that feel so deep that make us think about the sacred, that makes us think about Creator and Spirit of the greater meaning of things. That level of happiness and joy will not lead us astray. And that's why it's a skill and it's a very useful ability. It's not just simply having fun it's not just simply having fun without feelings. There are some numbing types of fun and pleasure, but that is where we can, that is why it's a skill. It can help us discover, say, the true north, our true north. It will lead us continuously in one direction. And this is around the time of the new moon, and the skies are dark at night. If you're lucky enough to see beyond any light pollution, but just thinking about the time. This is the time where the star stands out, not overshadowed by the light of the moon. It's a very serene time. And we're blessed and guided to pay attention to what brings us joy. So to sum up, learn from those who have great passion and knowledge, and they can open our eyes to that greater sense of fulfillment and sacredness, and also challenge yourself to find the joy in the sense of time and in the ability to use joy as our guidance. And that's all I have. I'll see you in the next reading.